Today we are recreating a celebrity red carpet makeup look. I fell in love with the Lily James Emmys makeup look. I know that's a few weeks ago now at this point, but I love the look so much. And it was actually a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, but I thought instead of running out to purchase all of the limited edition things, I wanted to do a little shop my stash in order to recreate it. But the look was stunning. I'm gonna recreate it today. I don't have the exact style of dress that she was wearing, but I threw on some sequins for the occasion to try to match her stunning little like metal moment dress. It just looked so good. And we're gonna recreate it today. And along with that, I am very excited to announce that this video is in partnership with Cult Beauty. And you guys, they are having the most insane Cyber Week sales. And they have taken my code CBXAlana. And instead of the usual discount, you guys, everything on my landing page, all the products that I'm using today, all of the favorites that I've included on my landing page previously are 30% off from the 25th to the 30th at 30% off using the code CBXAlana, which is huge savings. And if you had your eyes on any gifts for the holidays, if you wanted to treat yourself, treat a loved one, now is the time to do it. So I have actually gone through the entire Cult Beauty website. And again, along with my favorites, I went through all of their holiday sets, all of their beautiful gift giving items, and I went through and created an entire holiday shopping list. So you guys can go through that list. I will link it in the description box down below, and you can get 30% off using my code, which is so huge. Cult Beauty, thank you so much. What a magical moment. I am absolutely going to be doing my own shopping on that as well. So if you guys wanted to save some major coin on the Cult Beauty website, please use my code and everything will be linked in the description box down below. Let us get in and play with some makeup. So let's start with the eyes. We've got a gorgeous, golden, stunning smoky eye. And I actually love that there's no liquid liner. We've just got some smoke going on, and it's just one of those looks that's very classic. You can wear it to any thing that you wish, but it's a very perfect golden, sparkly, shimmery look that would be perfect for the upcoming holiday season. So I thought no time like the present to recreate this stunning look. So like I said, I wanted to do a little shopping my stash moment, so I pulled out the Natasha Denona Glam palette, which I think has the perfect kind of brownie tones to create this look, but we've also got the stunning gold here that we need to use for the lid. So let us dive in. I'm gonna take some concealer and blend that out on my eyeballs. I'm actually gonna talk about this in a second. I'm not going to talk about that, but just take your concealer, blend it out on the eyeballs. That's going to be our starting point. So I'm just rubbing that all around. This is a little bit lighter of a shade than my natural skin tone, which is going to give that lovely little kind of brightening, alive, awake look to the eyeballs. I hope anyway. And I've also already done my eyebrows. If you want to see my little eyebrow tutorial, I do believe I posted a very thorough video of how I do my eyebrows on my TikTok. So you can check that out if you're interested. But to save us all time, I have done my brows to frame the face. So I'm just pressing that concealer in, get it nice and set. And then we're gonna dip into this transition shade using a nice fluffy brush. And I'm just going to place that right onto the lid. It's actually like kind of a gray color, which is very pretty. We're gonna be covering the entire lid, so I'm not like too concerned about it being a little bit deeper right now, but I actually think this is a really nice way to just naturally build up the shade, the shadow on the lid. So I'm just placing that all over, like right into the crease to set in that concealer, and we're also gonna start building up that color. I just wanted to mention, like, speaking of this Natasha Denona Glam palette, I'm just so happy that they ended up creating these smaller palettes that are half the price of their larger palettes. But the variety of shades you get in here, the quality of the shades, they're so beautiful. And I just really don't reach for these enough. So I was really happy to have this moment to do a shopping my stash and rediscover the beauty that is these Natasha Denona palettes. And shop them on Cult Beauty for I'm like, I'll never get over the 30% off. I should have saved all of my Landmas shopping for this moment. So let's start building up this color. We've got a lovely little, just like little V moment smoked out. It's like kind of a mix of some cooler and lighter browns. Let's just do that and let our heart take us where it will. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just go between this crease shade and the smoke shade to start building up the color in the crease. So I'm just gonna open my eyes up a little bit and kind of map out the shape. It's like quite, the photo that they posted from the side, it's like quite winged out towards the brow. So I'm just gonna try to start mimicking that idea, which we can clean up later, but just using this crease shade and starting to take the shadow out there like that. It's very straightforward. I actually really love how simple this look is. It's simple yet effective. So I'm just kind of following my brow there. And we'll just start to build this up. I'm gonna drag it towards the lash line. I'm gonna fill in the pigment here on the outer half of the eye, and then just start dragging it into the crease. I'm actually gonna take a smaller little rounded brush just to really get in there and really build this crease shape, because sometimes I'm a little bit lazy with my blending. I can go a little bit frayed and all over the place, so I just want to kind of actually control this a little bit more. I always have a clean blending brush on hand to just go over top and smooth everything out. These shadows just blend so beautifully. Beautiful. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, and let us just magically have the other side done. Magic, magic. I'm always a little bit messier with that side than this side, but it's okay. It all evens out in the end. Now what I'm going to do is actually dip into the bronzer that I'm using today, which is this lovely Patrick Ta bronzer. I'm going to dip into the powder side with a fluffy brush and just use that to add a little bit of warmth to this. There is quite a bit of warmth. I do think it's in between. Honestly, it's hard to tell with really intense lights and flash photography what is actually going on in the eyes, so we can just do our best to interpret it. But I just want to add a little bit of warmth, so I'm just taking my bronzer and just running that on top, and that'll kind of nicely blend into the face for after anyway, and just kind of marry it all together. We can do more of this later, but I think this is going to be very nice little touch here, and the colors just actually go so well together. We'll save that for later. More on that in a bit. But for now, let's just do a tiny little bit more depth. I'm going to dip into this shade Smoke and just build up a little bit of the intensity just right here in the outer half, outer corner of the eye. Just starting that on the lash line and just kind of starting to drag that onto the lid. And I'm just dipping in between each step, again with that blending brush, and just making sure that everything is smooth and blended together. Now for the fun part, let's dip into the gold. I'm just gonna take a little shader brush, and I'm gonna get a good little serving of this stunning, stunning gold, and we're going to press it all over the center of the lid. Oh yes, look at how stunning this is. Oh my god. And they actually take it right into the inner corner, so I'm just gonna really delicately press that right onto the inner corner. We can touch it up if need be once we do the lower lash line later on, but for now this is a pretty nice mix here. Now I'm going to take the Vive Eye Wand in the shade Hazelnut and a really small pointy brush. And I'm going to use this to line the lash line. Like, you can't really see any specific liner, but it does just look like there's a little bit of depth added there. So you could totally do this with shadow. We could do this with a shadow from the palette or an eyeliner, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But I just want a little bit of something, just a little something deeper on the lash line, but it's so soft. I don't want to create a line or anything. It's all very soft and smoky. So just something to add a little hint of depth in there. Now let's go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm going to use the La Bouche Rouge mascara, which I haven't used in so long. And I'm going to use this to build up the fluffiness of the lashes, and then we're gonna go ahead and add some individual lashes after. But the lashes are really soft. I was actually surprised at how soft and natural and fluffy they look, so I wanted something that was just a little bit more, well, again, that lighter, fluffier look, which hopefully you guys can see as I'm applying this. It just really nicely lifts and coats each lash, but it's not too volumizing. It's also not too, like, spidery. So let's go ahead and pop on a few individual lashes. Again, nothing too crazy and volumizing, just a few to add a little bit of length and extra fluff. These are the Nikki Makeup No Lash Lashes from Swede. These are incredible. You can get them on Call Beauty. I'm absolutely gonna be stocking up on these with the discount. So I'm probably just gonna use a few of the like medium length ones and just plop them throughout. And what's nice with these is that they are in little bunches, so even adding just a few of them does make such a difference. So the lashes are all applied. I'm super happy with how light and fluffy these look. But listen, the shadow's looking like a hot mess. Let's move on to the face. I'm gonna take a little Q-tip. Look at, and I'm just going to fix this up a bit. It just always makes such a difference when you end up cleaning it up and you're like, oh, wow. Look at how much more clean that is. Did I make it even though? That is the question. We'll figure it out and adjust accordingly. So they used some of my favorite products on her base, allegedly, the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have these ones in the shade 2 and 4. I might do a little bit of a mix. I still have some tan left over on my shoulders, so I think we can go a little bit deeper on the skin. But I did actually pick up the new Beautiful Skin Concealer because I was so curious to see how it compared to the foundation. And because this is the combo that they used on her skin, I was like, yes, I simply must tested out the concealer with my beloved foundation. So let's go ahead and do a little mixy mix. I haven't used this in a minute. Honestly, I was so obsessed, but I've been preoccupied with some other base products. But I mean, the Beautiful Skin was pretty much all that touched my face for such a long time. It's a beautiful, glowing, I mean, literally beautiful, beautiful skin foundation. It is a glowing natural, it's just a good one. If you haven't tried it yet, I would highly recommend. It is on my list of favorites for sure. So I'm just gonna take this with the Beauty Blender and apply this all over the skin. It just blends out so beautifully. Will I be able to stop the beautiful reference? Apparently not, because my vocabulary is this big, it would appear. I love this foundation. I have missed it. How stunning. Also, what is this a zip growing? What is this? What's going on? Okay, so I got the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer in the shade 2.5 Fair. I feel like it could be a little bit more pale than I was perhaps anticipating. It's a little light, but that's gonna be lovely for brightening up under the eyes for sure. So I'm just gonna do a little brightening moment under here. And just let that kind of sit and do its thing. Also do a little bit under the eye just to brighten it. Oh, you know what? It's kind of changing. It's changing color a little bit. It's getting a little bit deeper. How fascinating. The science. Okay, well then I'll take this on my chin as well. Okay, and while this is setting and doing its thing, let's actually move on to the Patrick Ta bronzer. She's Statuesque is the shade I have, the little contour and bronzer duo. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this opportunity while the concealer is setting to apply the cream contour. I haven't used this in a minute. This has been sitting and collecting dust in my collection. And you know what? Her entire base is actually super light, very natural looking. So I'm gonna do my best to not go too heavy-handed with my cheek products like I always love to do, but definitely still wanna go in there with the contour. But I'm gonna try my best to like really diffuse it and melt it into the rest of the skin so there isn't any like too intense harsh lines. Obviously we're adding color with the blush, but I just really want this to be a more natural moment. Natural. And just take a little bit of that down my nose as well. I'm gonna take a bit of my setting spray and set that in. And I wanna talk to you about the powder I'm gonna use because I'm gonna blend out the concealer under my eyes and I wanna go straight in with this new powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I was very curious to try this because we've been on this under eye brightening powder train and they came out with this stunning, look at this packaging, how beautiful is this? This is the Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Eye and Face Micro Powder. And I'm just gonna go in with this right on top and try to brighten up the under eyes and see how it looks. Let's give it a whirl. So I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender, blend out this concealer underneath the eyes. Well, on the face as well, I suppose. And then I'm gonna take the powder and just press that right on top. Is it blurring? It's not giving me the same like instant magic as my beloved Givenchy loose powder, but I mean, it works. But no, I don't think that's a love at first use for me. I am gonna dip into this powder though a little bit and try to, I don't know what the frig is going on right here. Why do I have a red dot appearing? What's going on? I'm falling apart. I got a little bit ahead of myself with the powder, but that's okay because now we're gonna go into blush. I'm gonna use this lovely little Laura Mercier combo. Again, she's got super, super light, natural blush, so I figured I would pull out my lovely little duo. This is the Provence liquid blush from Laura Mercier, and this is the All That Sparkles blush, so I'm just gonna do a little mix of both of these. Look at Provence when it's blended out. You know, it's just such a, it's such a gorgeous shade. I love this so much. So I'm gonna take this on a brush and try to be very, very light-handed and just kind of kiss the outer part of my cheek with that, trying to not go too overboard, but just using this as like a little kiss on top, because again, the blush she's got in the photos just seem very, very light and naturale feeling. And I'll just go on top with the Beauty Blender and just kind of mix it together. And then I'm gonna go into the powder side of the Patrick Ta Duo for the bronzer and just do a really light little dusting of that around the perimeters of the face. And kind of just lightly dusting that on top of the cheeks as well to set in the liquid blush. A little bit on the nose, take it on the jawline, dust it down the neck, just super, super lightly with this all over. And then we'll go into the All That Sparkles and just load up the brush with this and do a final little dusting of that on top. And this one's got a really nice glow to it too, so I don't really feel the need for any additional highlight with that. Let us go back and address the lower lash line of the eyes. I'm going to use that smoke shade with a little shader brush and just drag that right along the lower lash line. And then take a smaller fluffy brush with the crease shade and just use that to blend it out. And just kind of helping it join the rest of the eyeshadow that's nicely smoked out. There's also a teeny tiny little bit of gold skimming the lower lash line as well. So going back into the gold shimmer that we used on the lid and using that, let's just go to like the halfway point. Bring a little bit of that shimmer home. And then let's use that Vive Eye Wand in Mahogany and just skim a little bit of the waterline as well. And finishing off with the mascara on the lower lashes. So let's finish off with the lips. Now, I didn't have the lip liner or the lipstick that they actually used for the makeup, but I really wanted to shop my stash. I was like, surely I will have something close to this gorgeous little creamy kind of cool toned nude. So I had a couple options. I've got the Patrick Ta She's Strong Precision Lip Crayon, and I think that's gonna be a really nice color for the lip liner. And then I had two options for the lip. We're gonna see which one we prefer. I've got the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London, and then I also have the La Bouche Rouge Rosewood lipstick, which they actually had sent to me with a really beautiful little leather case with my initials on it, which is so sweet. So let's see what we prefer. Let's start with the Patrick Ta She's Strong Lip Crayon. And then just to completely melt it into the lip, I'm gonna take this lip brush and smush it all in so there's no distinct line. So the lip on her in the photo is quite creamy. It is in a very matte shade. Matte finish? I was going for finish. So I do want to try the Rosewood first and see how that looks. Yeah, I feel like this is just going to give that true creamy effect that we're looking for. And that will most look like her little lip combo that she's got going on. However, this is a very similar shade and would give you the same idea, the same look if you had this one. And let's do a final spritz with the setting spray. Re-zhuzh the back of the head. And this, my friends, is the finished look. So this was my attempt at recreating the Lily James Emmys makeup look. I would love to hear what you think. How do you guys think I did? Did you enjoy the makeup look? And is this a makeup look that you would wear for the upcoming holiday season? I absolutely love how easy and effortless and smoky this is, paired with a gorgeous, like bronzed and glowing natural base. I am all here for this look. And she's also got the little middle part with some really nice loose waves, which is a look that I love to sport often. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this very lovely soft glam makeup look. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to Cult Beauty for partnering with me on this video. And please be sure to check out the description box for all of the details on the Cyber Week discount, and go get some shopping done and use my code CBXAlana for 30% off of your Cult Beauty order until the 30th, you guys. It's insane. I'm still not over it. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon for a new video. Bye!